Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard. This is Flight 00 Tumanyane Andrew. Gonna take off. Welcome to My Star with Asa. My name is Tony Asa, Prince of the Sun, and I have a man who didn't have any more introduction that has to be made. But for the sake, I'll introduce him because he's a guy who has traversed the entire film industry of Uganda. He has tore it apart, he has lifted it up, and he has been the eye behind it. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the shining light behind the Ugandan film industry. Help me introduce none other than a screenwriter, director, and productions manager, Mr. Andrew Tumanyane. Woo! You're welcome, Andrew.
Yes.
It's always a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
Because you bring a lot of energy, you bring a lot of facts, you bring a lot of controversies, you bring a lot of all that our audience really loves. You're most welcome.
Thank you very
How
much.
has Andrew been?
I've been very fine.
Okay.
I'm okay.
You good?
Yeah.
How's the new year got you?
The new year.
Yeah.
The new year, it is just numbers counting and
But the same status
the
quo.
calendars moving, but it is the same thing.
There's nothing new.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is the Ugandan industry, Andrew? First to warm us up, because when I call you here, normally we're speaking film
Content.
nothing else. Nothing else.
The Ugandan industry, the film industry, I think we are steadily moving
Okay.
somewhere.
Okay.
We are, people are getting
Okay.
projects that are commissioned, projects are being made,
Okay.
premieres are here and there, screenings are being staged and they really catch up. You can recognize there are very new faces in the industry concerning the acting department. Yeah, in the past you would see a face in this movie, the next movie, but right now there are new energetic members that
Okay.
have joined the club. So yeah, there is a certain sort of growth
Okay.
in the industry.
Compared to pre-COVID, COVID, small post-COVID, and 2024.
Definitely, yeah.
Do you see any progress?
Definitely, but of course there are things that are declining,
Okay.
like the production rate of independent filmmakers.
Okay.
The production is really declining. Filmmakers have somehow gotten lazy, should I use that word, if it is appropriate. You will not find an independent film produced anymore like it used to be, the culture in the past. And somehow that has also declined the creativity and production rate. People are waiting for commissions. People are waiting for someone to pick money from their pockets and do a project. And for one coming to pay money for you to make a project, they come with their own interests. They do not come with that gap where you have the allowance to do creativity, to do art. Someone come, if it is an NGO and it is probably targeting GBV, and you have a story that is tackling maybe drug abuse, they would definitely force you to do a GBV story than the drug abuse. And certainly we are losing out as an industry. And I don't know if filmmakers will look into themselves and look back and be like, you know what, we need to go back and do it the guerrilla way that we used to do.
But now looking at the guerrilla way, why do you find that it has declined? Why aren't independent filmmakers still making the movies as they used to? What is the reason? Apart from saying
the
commission
reason
projects
is,
are there. Has money disappeared, or
no,
there
we
is a
have
motivation
become more
they don't have?
beggars, should
Oh.
I say? We have become more beggars than... You see, a filmmaker back in the days, when I was actually joining the industry, filmmakers were rich guys. One would wake up, stage up equipment, have all the crew, have all the cast. They go in the field, shoot a project, come back with it, screen it without anyone's money.
And would they get back their money?
That is another story to discuss. But that vigor, that whatever was driving them, that spirit is not there anymore. Right now, one wants to write a script, then sits back and waits until when MultiChoice is going to call for, you know,
Don't you consider
when there
that
is going
growth?
to be a fund.
Don't you consider that growth?
It is growth of its own.
Because
but
now someone is
then-
not making movies for passion, but for business.
Yes,
Is it growth?
It is very good also, like I said, it is good. But then for it comes with limitations.
Yeah.
If Angel is to put money, is to invest money in a certain product, there are some limitations he's going to put on the creator. And the creator is likely not to be as creative as he used to be.
Okay.
If you can look at the productions that we used to have in the 10 years behind, even 5 years from now, even before COVID-19 came, that is about 3 years back, the productions, the content we had was so much good content. Very nice work, very nice films. You would watch a film and walk out speaking about that film.
Yeah.
Films would last even past their premiere night. But today, a film lives until just that night. Once the film screens, that is it.
You'll never hear about it
You'll
again.
never hear about it anymore. No one will talk about it. But there are films like Veronica's Wish that showed in 2017 and we are still speaking about them. Films like SRB that showed around 2013, we are still speaking about them. But if you are asked to be reminded of a film that was screened just a year ago,
You may not remember.
your mind might have to first think and think and think. So what does that mean? It shows that our creativity rate is slowing down. Actually, what used to be trash back in the day is what we are praising today because we wish we have that we had in the past.
And we don't have it
And
now.
I think that decline is coming because filmmakers have somehow become a bit lazy.
Okay.
They are not ready to push like they used to do.
Speaking about that, you said filmmakers have become lazy, and you attributed it to the fact that they are beggars, yeah, in your words, and they are looking for money, yeah. So now, why do some projects get commissioned and others don't get? Because now, if you're waiting for money, and then other projects are getting commissioned, others are not getting commissioned. Why according to Andrew Tumanyane, what is the reason behind that?
Okay, you see, a project to be commissioned,
Yeah.
it is not the project that gets commissioned. It is the people behind it. It is the track record of the applicants. And it is also about who has applied. You see, like, for example, UCC will put up a commission, a fund. And once they put it there, most Ugandans will be like, that's government money. Some people will be like, even if you put there, you will not get the money. And then you find all they have to do is look into the submissions that they have received. So definitely, once these people have received the funding, the rest who did not apply are likely to keep not getting that funding. Then the other thing is about the track record. Who are you that is applying for that fund? For example, you are just someone who has just bumped into the industry. You don't know anything. You are a nobody. Your track record states nothing about filmmaking. And you also want to contest and get money. No one is going to give you their money. They cannot trust you. You are nobody.
That means, Andrew, it's not on merit. Because what if someone has a winning script that has a very amazing story, he has the company details, he has everything? Why would
everyone has had an amazing script? But fact of the truth is, you might have a good script, but you are not the person who can do it. You might have a good script, but you don't have a team that can execute it. So that means even if an investor was there, they would rather invest into something that can be done and complete than investing in a person like you who will not do the job.
Andrew,
so
recently, I had filmmakers speaking about one producer who came and they were saying it was his first project, but at the UFF it swept many awards.
Yeah.
He's called Mr. Maynard.
Yes.
He had no track record in Uganda,
yes.
Allegedly. I don't know if the facts are true.
Yes.
And he hadn't produced any movie in Uganda.
Yes.
But then he brought a movie that, on paper, of course, was among the best movies in Uganda that year, because it scooped many awards. Now, how would it feel if such a person came, but because you don't have his track record, you don't give him a project? Yet he has a very good project.
We are talking about trust. and we are talking about festivals. You have brought in a component of festivals. You see, festivals, they run on judgment. They want to look at artistry, they want to look at the content, they want to look at the theme. Any film can go in a festival and win. But when it comes to funding, they need to know who you are. They think that you have done a short film, you have done this and that. They will not count at all. And maybe the other thing is your pitching skills. How are you going to pitch? Because if you have really a winning pitch deck and you can entice the body to give you the money, definitely you are likely to get the money. But even before that, who are you? That is the first question that comes in everything. Because I'll give you an example of UCC again. UCC is government. The government does not want to work with Angel whom they cannot trust. They want someone they can trust. They want someone whom they know once they give you the money, you're going to interpret it accordingly to the terms and conditions that the project is all about.
Okay.
You get the point?
Okay.
So, if you are a nobody, definitely you do not qualify.
So what advice do you give
What
to
advice?
those who are nobodies but want money?
The industry demands us to first work. First work, build your CV, build your profile yourself, and then come for
What
contest.
do you quantify as working that a CV has been built?
What
At least how many
quantifies-
projects?
What quantifies working in this film industry, first and foremost, is having a film. You are not a filmmaker until you have one.
So does
We
one
have
film
filmmakers-
guarantee you to be known now that
There
your
are
CV is
filmmakers
big?
I know of who have masters, who have documents, but just because they do not have even a single clip recorded by this phone, they do not qualify to be filmmakers. They are just filmmakers in the statements and words.
Wow.
So for one to be a filmmaker, there must be evidence.
There should be output.
And the evidence is film. So have a film.
Okay.
And then that is your profile. That is what you will sell you as a filmmaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So, guys, Andrew said, work hard. Get movies on your CV. That's why they say if you want a job, you should have 7 years of experience. Though you've just graduated. I don't know how we shall get those jobs. To our government to Yambe. So now, closely related to that, and what is stopping Ugandan movies from selling outside? If we have now managed to get the funding, let's say we have got the funding, UCC, for example, has given you money. You've made a blockbuster in Uganda. Like Uganda has had many blockbusters in the recent past. What is stopping our movies from selling outside? At the moment, Uganda, we have Pearl Magic Prime, we have, I don't know. Okay, we have.
It is multi-choice, it is...
we have multi-choice. But then, outside, we have Amazon, we have Hulu, we have Netflix, we have Apple TV. Mention all those. What is stopping Ugandan movies from selling outside?
I think as Ugandan filmmakers, we have failed to identify what content is in demand
Okay.
and what content is required. Now, when you look at content, first and foremost, we make it for the audience. The word audience comes from the word audio. But I think as an industry, we have the worst sound.
Why? First keep quiet. There are sound
Yes.
sound engineers. If,
We
if
do
they
have
hear you
them.
saying we have worse sound,
We have-
haven't you undermined all the sound people,
We
engineers?
have them, yes.
Why do you say
yes,
that?
we
are the
have them,
worst?
but are they doing the right work? It's like saying that we have actors, but then when you just go on Google to search for an actor, you cannot find any
But
actor.
then they are awarded for the best sound in UFF. So are you saying UFF then give the
like
best
I
sound
told you,
engineers?
competition is determined by submissions.
Yes.
What has been submitted in the UFF, the category is there. So it must be determined.
But being the Uganda Film Festival, which is the best award ceremony in Uganda,
Do you want
nominating the best sound engineer, then you say we have the worst sound?
Do you want them to take back the bad? That accolade? Do you want them to keep it back? They cannot keep it. They will definitely have to give it out.
Okay.
So that means what they receive in the festival. If they will receive Mania, they receive Beneath Beauty,
Yes.
they receive Kemi, they receive Forbidden. Those are the films they have and those are the
Okay.
films they will judge. So
Okay.
if all the films have bad sound, they will definitely look into these films and judge which one has the best sound amongst
Among
them.
the worst. Wow.
But it's not that the sound we have is good. So like I said, I brought this coming from the word audience.
Yeah.
We are working for the audience, but we have poor sound.
Okay.
We are working for the audience that wants to watch a picture, but we have bad pictures. We are working for the audience that wants stories, but we have bad stories. You get the point?
But why?
And we are looking to
How
be
sure are
selling
you,
in
Andrew, that
markets.
we have bad picture, bad sound, bad stories? Because these movies have gone...
Evidently, it is there. If you take your time and go to the National Theatre and watch movies that are there, that are showing, you will be disappointed.
Sure.
I know every other filmmaker will want to comfort themselves and tell you, we are improving, we are improving. Yes, we are improving, but we are not meeting the standards that are demanded in the market. And that's why we are not selling in those markets that you're mentioning.
So now the ultimate
market.
is we are not selling, but in the middle, why is it that we are not having the best picture? Are our cameras bad? Can't we hire cameras? What is happening? Why are we having bad picture?
What is happening? We have, for example, let me give you...
Don't we have, I see people with reds. We have people with big cameras. So why do we have bad picture?
We have people with titles, but without skills.
Okay.
Cinematographers are cinematographers by titles, but they do not have the skills of shooting a picture. Actually, not even shooting, just framing a picture. Framing a picture, you tell a cinematographer to frame this glass and give it a look that an audience will look at and admire and want to watch that picture until 1 hour goes down. They cannot do it.
Qualify that.
But
Ugandan cinematographers, you mean?
They have titles, they are very big. I am a DOP, but you ask him, what are you doing? All they know is, I can carry a camera in my hands, press a certain button, and there is a picture, but they don't know what they're feeding to the audience.
Wow.
So, we are just gamblers in the industry. When you look at people who are doing directing, it is an embarrassment that you see actors on screen just moving, sitting up, standing, speaking, sitting up and standing, and that is all. And you would never understand what was the director doing.
Yeah.
Not only that, actors themselves.
So before we go to the actors, you mean
is,
the acting might be bad because of the direction? The directors are not doing their work?
We are, all of us, we are contributing to the problem.
Yes.
The actors, the directors, the writers, the cinematographers, everyone that is doing film in Uganda right now is contributing to the problem.
Wow.
You get
so
the
what
point.
should we do?
What should we do? We need to learn.
Should we stop doing film in Uganda and we do in South Africa?
We should continue doing what we are doing because at the end of the day, it is through the mistakes that we are able to sustain the industry. Because currently the industry is being sustained. It's as if we are keeping it for the next generation to come and find something is there. You understand? But we are not doing what we are supposed to be doing. So it is a sustainability mode.
So that cinematographer who you say may not have the skill, what do they have to do? Are there trainings? Is there capacity building at the moment to teach these guys?
Capacity building is there, but every cinematographer we have today thinks they know everything and they know too much. And they are not willing to even think of any idea or learn something different.
Wow.
And they are comfortable because they are well fed. They are being paid good salaries. One wakes up in the morning. You imagine how many jobs in Uganda where you go, you're not carrying any burden on your head. You're not a woman in the village carrying a jerrycan of water on your head, and you're paid 150,000 on a daily.
Wow.
You're fed, you're transported.
That's clean money.
Clean money. So, a certain Ugandan getting such a payment, such an amount, and 150, I'm telling you, just the smallest.
Yeah.
Cinematographers are receiving 300, 500 a day. Just a day. That is per diem. You imagine a Ugandan getting such an amount on a daily, if they will even think of going and doing research.
I thought that would push you to even work harder to make to improve on your craft.
What comes in their minds that evening is maybe getting a beautiful girlfriend on their side, getting a glass of wine or a glass of beer or something.
Hey.
And tomorrow, the next morning, they wake up, go back on set, shoot another thing a uniform thing that they shot the previous day.
Yeah.
And all we keep watching is
maybe they don't see anything to. There's no room for improvement. Maybe they see that the picture is not being critiqued by international bodies. Maybe.
Not the international bodies, actually. Why are we
have big critics in Uganda who push them to improve their craft? Why are we looking at the international
bodies? Uganda alone, we do not have people who criticize them. Even the people that employ them and hire them, they do not criticize them.
They are satisfied with what they
They are
have.
satisfied with, not satisfied, but they don't talk about them, because when you talk about Angel, you will not be able to hire him tomorrow. But remember, Angel, in as much as he's so bad, at least he's better than the other cinematographers around. So definitely you have to minimize your statements and, you know, make sure that you keep that relationship.
So are you trying to say that the consumers of the products, the executive producers of the movies, do not know the quality of what they want? Because if you say they keep hiring the same people, that means they also don't know what exactly the right quality has to be?
Like I said, you see, when you produce 7 boys and 1 girl, but the only 1 girl that you have is lame, you will not keep saying that I don't have a daughter. No.
You'll be
have
proud
that,
of still your daughter.
you have that 1 daughter.
Yeah.
That is the only daughter you have. That's what God has given you. So we have our cinematographers in their state that they are. And we have no choice. The other alternative way is maybe if you choose to go and hire someone from from somewhere, which is also very expensive, because a budget that hires a cinematographer from somewhere else is likely to produce a whole film. So definitely we have to lay down like envelopes and accept the truth that this is what we have, this is what is ours. Yes, but I think cinematographers, and not just cinematographers, but even other people in other departments, they need to look into improvement and training themselves and learning new skills and learning new things. Not just to hold the camera because you can press a button and you are just pressing a button. Someone should be knowing before I press the button what is considered to be done. If you are an actor, why are you even on screen before you have even researched about acting? Why are you doing a certain role before you have even known what role it is? Yes, we are just having actors moving into frame because there is a camera capturing them. They're just moving up and down, sitting, standing, sitting and standing, and talking. Talking from the time the director says action to the time the director says cut. They're just speaking. And you're like, okay, why? Why is it like that? So we need to see performances.
Yes.
Yes.
So by speaking, you mean they are speaking their lines just, and they're not actually acting?
You see, the opportunity these actors are giving us is they allow you understand what was written in the script that you could not get access to. They read it for you. They don't act, they read it for you. So you get access to the script through the actor rather than getting access to the content that the writer intended to send to the viewer.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So now, what is happening? Is it that we are lacking directors who can actually fine-tune these actors to... Because at the end of the day, does the blame go to the actor or the director?
Like I said, we are all contributing. The directors themselves are not doing the right job. Okay. The actors are not doing the right job. You see, film is about 3 people.
Yeah.
3 people. The writer, the director, and the actor.
Yeah.
These are the only people that use no equipment. The writer uses his head to put up the content. The director uses his head to interpret that content. The actor uses his head to interpret that content and also reflect it for the audience to watch it and feel it. Now, these 3 departments currently are the weakest in Uganda.
Are you sure?
Yes. In as much as we tackled cinematography, we can talk about set designing, we can talk about sound, but these 3, which are the major points of storytelling,
to get
points
this correct,
of film.
To get this correct, you say acting, writing, and directing department are the weakest in the Ugandan industry.
Yes.
Why is that?
And once we strengthen the 3, we are likely to be in a better position.
Why? What causes that?
What causes that? Actors are comfortable. Once one gets a small role in a short film like this, even if it is just 2 minutes, that person will not greet you anymore. You get the point?
Yes.
And studying completely stops right there. Writers, once one writer gets their script done, just one script done, they are now going to become tutors. Even if it doesn't win anything, they are now going to be big, and they are the ones that, you can't even talk about them. Once a director gets one short film directed, oh my
And
goodness.
he has won awards.
He is a god, he's somewhere.
Wow.
And every time, one thing I've observed is that once a creator, once creatives, once we get something done, we have been yearning to be on stage, and the moment we step there, we forget that we should proceed somewhere. Yes.
Okay. So now, Andrew, let me just go ahead. Why do you think progress of actors is slow in Uganda? You're a director, at least you've directed some you know, some movies and all that, right?
Yeah.
And even in your profile, you've shown us that you're a director. Though you say, actually you're a writer, you're a director, and rightfully you've said that those are the weakest departments,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So you're not speaking against any other people, you're speaking against yourself as well,
yes,
right?
as well.
So you're your
as
first
well.
critic,
Like I said,
right?
I'm also,
You're
I'm also
your
a
first
contributor
critic.
of the program.
So now, what is making our writers, I mean actors, okay, their progress slow compared to other industries? Like for benefit of doubt, I'll use Africa, Nollywood, we have Galawood in Ghana, we have even Kenya, I think is really taking off very fast, yeah? South Africa, what is making our actors progress a bit slow?
Our actors progressing, first and foremost, you look at the structure of our industry. It is also a limitation of its own way. For one to become an actor in Uganda, you really have to bite toys and noise and what. Now,
The good thing a new actor is watching and they want to know how to join the industry.
Now,
so don't scare them off.
Now, the entry point of an actor into the industry is still a very big challenge. That is one. Secondly, we do not have trainings for these actors. Every actor that you're seeing, most of them initiate themselves into the business. And
how?
They only come with passion and they only come with an intention of being seen on screen. And that is all. Secondly, like I said that the structures are not supportive, we do not have functional guilds where you would think that recruitment is there and orientation. It is not there. If I want to do, for example, right now, if I want to do auditioning, there isn't even a single agency that you're going to contact and they give you actors. The agencies that are there, the persons manning them are not even trained to be agents at all. So, in a system where you have actors, no managers, no tutors, no role models, you are speaking of something that is, like I told you, the industry is living in a mode of sustainability. We are sustaining it.
We're just in survival mode.
Yes, it is surviving, but not living its real life. So, from that, when you look at our actors also, like I said that Ugandans, I don't know what problem it is, but it is general. All Ugandans, we get so satisfied very early. We come to the party and dance so much, and at 9 we want to go home immediately. Ugandans actors, they come on stage, and once they have seen themselves into the limelight, they do not even wait for it to dim down. They are excited, and that is the end. Most of the actors, once they act in their first short film, that is the end.
Short film, not even feature.
Yes, that is the end game. They appear in a feature film, that is the end game. One becomes a star and you're like, but you just have something that did not even last a single night. But they feel they have done it all. And our success rate has a certain point where it is stopping. People do not want to exceed there. We have had actors who have hit the bar somehow, but whenever they reach wherever they have reached,
their potential is always so high.
Whenever they reach where they have reached, you see them declining instead of pushing ahead. I will not mention names, but I will give you some examples. We have films that were made in Rwanda about genocide. I will not talk about these actors. I mean, I'm talking about them, but I will not mention their names because they are now grandfathers and grandmothers of mine. These people had opportunities. Every project that was made in East Africa here cast Ugandan actors. You can imagine. When you look at all the big projects that were made in Rwanda or about Rwanda, 90% of the cast were Ugandans. But it is to my surprise that those actors, we know them just as an industry. We know that their names exist as an industry, but you cannot track them and see that they did something beyond that. You get the point? Okay. But they were working with Hollywood. They were working closely to the biggest stage.
But then somehow they didn't break through that.
But even when you go on the internet, you cannot even find their names there.
So Andrew, is it an issue with the branding? Do actors in Uganda not know how to brand themselves? Why?
Branding
what
is also an issue.
Is a Ugandan actor admirable that when you see Bebe Cool or you see Navio or you say, wow, this is a musician, this is a celebrity. Is that the same way we see our actors as well here?
It is not there. It is not there, very unfortunately. The Ugandans, our actors branding themselves, that is, we might have to think about that tomorrow. But for today, they are not willing to do so.
Why? How?
They are not willing.
Have you seen examples of when they are not willing, or you just...
Let me give you an example. I'm sorry, I'm going to use an example of a name. I'm going to name someone. I have a friend called Jeff.
Yes.
Jeff Warusimbi. He's a very nice actor. Yeah. I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm using you once again. Yeah, I always use him whenever I'm in interviews because I love him. I love what he does. Jeff Warusimbi is such a good actor. But I want you to visit his Facebook page. Or even his WhatsApp status. Just that primary stage, the WhatsApp status. Or his Instagram. You will not like what you will see there. He's not the kind of brand you will say, I have got a product that wants to integrate with my film. Let me hook Jeff to come on board and we do business. No, he's not bankable. But he would be in that position. So branding comes as a kickback on us. Or actually, not only actors, but also us directors and all other people that are influential in the film industry.
Thank you very much, Andrew Tumanyane. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew has been hosted in this show very many times, and we are glad whenever we invite him, he honors our invite, and definitely, I'm very happy that every time he's here, he gives us lots and lots of things to learn. And at the end of the day, even me as a host, damn, I get out when I'm well informed. But ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and remember to hit the notification bell to get all the best of our shows whenever they air. Ladies and gentlemen, every Friday right here on My Star with Asa in our most brilliant venue called where? Infinity Lounge. Okay. I'm tired. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Infinity Lounge in Tinda. My name is Angel Tony Asa, Prince of the Sun. Thank you very much. Ciao, adios, I'm done. Peace.